Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some people. Welcome to another session of Expand Your Horizon. We are very fortunate and we are very happy to have Mr. Sakai with us, one of the co-founders of TeamLab. I'm personally very excited about this opportunity. We've been following TeamLab for quite some time, and we're fortunate to have Sakai joining us, and we'll hear about the personal story and the story about TeamLab in a second. I want to welcome all our colleagues from around the world. Some people, it's pretty early in Latin America and North America, but we also have colleagues from Europe and Asia. So thank you everybody for joining. Just to remind everybody that the Q&A section is open and you can post your questions, and we'll keep some time at the end for a live question that you might want to ask Sakai. And yeah, before giving the floor to Sakai, I want to emphasize again how fortunate we are. You know, TeamLab was founded a little bit over 20 years ago by Sakai and a couple of his colleagues and friends in Japan. Sakai will tell us more about the whole story and about his personal journey, but he's coming from a very diverse background. You know, he's a mechanical engineer by training, but also had information science education and worked and researched wearable remote control system and humanoid robots. So a very, very unique and diverse type of experience and background, and we will hear all about it in a minute. So let me take this opportunity, Sakai, to thank you, and on behalf of all Orbia's employees. And yeah, let's kick it off.
Okay, thank you, Shai. Hi, everyone. My name is Daisuke Sakai from TeamLab. Now, live from Tokyo. This is our studio, like our office here. So it's right now. It's 9 p.m. In Tokyo right now. But a lot of our staff are still working anyway. Anyway, Shai, thank you, and it's my honor to have this opportunity to have this chance to share my story about TeamLab, about my personal story, and all the things that we have been doing, and what we have been tackling for the 20 years, and all the journeys that we have been through. So I'll maybe Shai, maybe can I just share my
Yes,
presentation?
yes, of course.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So I'll start my presentation. So starting off, again, my name is Daisuke Sakai and the co-founder of TeamLab. TeamLab is an art collective and a company based in Tokyo. So we founded our company in 2001, but I'll first go on my personal journey. So as I said, I'm Japanese. I'm from Japan. So where maybe because people are from all over the world, I'll just go on where I was born. So this is Japan, and I was born in this area called Hokkaido, in a city called Sapporo, which is the northern part, the most northern part of Japan. So we have snow, and it's very famous for snowboarding, skiing, and everything. And there's this one festival when I was on every February, I think they have this big snow festival. So it's like gigantic snow figures are always we built those things, and there's lots going on. But anyway, I was just born on this countryside of Japan, and I was like no, I was just going to school as like a normal kid. But there was a few things that changed my life. So one thing that first changed my life was that when I was like when I was 9 years old. So nobody in Japan it's quite it goes like at that time very few Japanese went abroad to, but I was lucky enough with my father that I went to Houston when I was like 9 years old. So from that snowy place, I went to this Houston, U.S. Houston, Texas, which is very famous for cowboys and very famous for NASA. So I was struck at that time. I was just like 9-year-old kid, and when I see the space shuttles and all the rockets in NASA, I was just struck, and I had this guts that I would be an astronaut, and I will discover something new in the space. So that was one thing that changed my life for and that experience at I was like 2.5 years at US and New Zealand, and that experience made me very diverse and very wide open my eyes of curiosity beyond like science. So that was my first background, and that what changed my life. So after that, I went to university. So in university, I was doing humanoid robots. So this is me. It was like 25 years ago, more than 25 years ago, maybe. So in Japan, humanoid robot was now, of course, United States, Boston Dynamics, everything is very famous, and humanoid robots are famous in United States. But in those days, or the first days, humanoid robots were all the humanoid robots and AI engineers were in Japan. So I was studying humanoid robots when I was like 19, something like 20 years when I was at University of Tokyo. So these robots, like toy-like robots, I was programming and software and developing human robots at the same time. So this was another experience that changed my life because that um, when I was like studying computer science, I thought that it was fun, but when I touched the robot that really exists in this real world, and moving things, it changed my life. It's like wow, how that the real thing works in the real world and the software. So this one was another experience that. Diverse my mind that something that in the real world and the computer world. So those both things was something that changed another thing that changed my life. And when well actually I studied but like at the same time I like to party, I like to do drink some things and do things. So I these things I liked. So and when I was in university, so there in Japan we have a lot of kind of local festivals there, and this is one of the oldest local festivals in the middle area of Japan called Shikoku. So I went to this festival and it shocked me. It was like a big huge rave inside it. It's like maybe the Carnival of Rio de Carnival, maybe it's like something like that. So everyone's dancing, everyone's drinking, so at that time that something is it was very shocking. But this changed my life. I because this I met this for I met the classmate from my own university at the festival. So and he was the founder, one of the founders of TeamLab. So the guy, so his name is Inoko, and he's the co-founder, one of the co-founder too, and that's me in the back. And we met at this festival and started our company in 2001. So those things like astronaut, robots, and sake, I mean like festival changed my life and the journey started in 2001 when I was like 22 years old. I founded TeamLab with my 5 friends. So one of them was him, and there are 3 more, which were just friends. So we started our company with 5 friends in 2001 with 5 friends. So this was the beginning of our journey. So it's like a short. It's not. It wasn't short, but there's some like introduction to my story, background, and and now 2001. I'll go on to my presentation. Maybe I can just go on to my presentation and introduce you. So today I want to introduce you what we are doing, how we think, how we are doing about our works. So again, TeamLab is we founded 2001 in Tokyo, based in Tokyo. So we call ourselves a collective. So and now we have about 1,000 members, which has lots of talents, a variety of talents, variety of backgrounds. So we have of course artists, programmers, engineers, computer graphic animators, mathematicians, architects, web and print graphic designers, editors, you name it. We have everyone here who make things. But 95, more than 97% of our member are makers, not like managers. Everyone is a maker. So this is one thing. The reason why we call TeamLab is that we build in team with all the skills. So that's we made this. We made the name TeamLab.
Okay,
So
maybe a question.
Yes, of course,
to ask.
yeah.
You chose a word collective, not a company, not an organization. So
Exactly.
can you share a little bit what's the meaning of the word collective for you?
Okay, so well, the collective means that as it says, it's a collective of specialists. Our team. I'll show deeper. Maybe I'll talk about a little more later, but shortly, because we believe that the people who make things, who makes with their hands and who knows everything, has the knowledge to create a new things. But in collaboration with other specialists, that's the only way we can make new type of experience or new type of output. So it's not like like a company or a type of a hierarchy things, but it's like a multidisciplinary type of group. But of course, it is a company. But we chose this word collective to emphasize that we're not like just we are one team, but a collective of specialists.
Thank you.
Okay, so anyway, so we started from 2001, now 2023, so it's been 22 years of a journey. And as so where we are now is that so we do in TeamLab, we have two sides in a company. One side we call it R side, other side we call it solution. So for the R side, so we have the Guinness record of the solo artist, the most the most not famous, not visited, yeah, the most visited museum in the world as a solo artist. So number 2 is Goh. So now we're the number 1, Goh is number 2. So beginning from 2001, we didn't never imagine that, but now we made so in our side we built our own artwork, and we built our own museum all over the world. So this is what I'm presenting here is the museum that we had in Tokyo. So this one we opened in 2018. So in like 2019 we got the Guinness record. So it was like more than 2.5 million people came to this single museum in a year. So this is one thing that we have achieved for the 20 years. And the solution side is something like we make a solution. It's like a client work. We build like experience for the digital experience for lots of Japanese clients. So and now they like we do like native apps, a website, or the signage, or the Spaceworks, but we have just only for the native apps, we have developed more than 100 million downloads now. So in Japan we have about 120,000 people here, 120 million people here. So every almost everyone who has a smartphone has experienced what we have made in Japan. So like I'll present it to you later, but there's like Disneyland, or like Kentucky Fried Chicken, or like Honda, Toyota, or airport, everything that we built like a digital experience for those clients. So for that 20 years, we have achieved from just scratch of 5 people, now to 1,000 people, to this Guinness record, and this the solution that we have been given to the clients. So
Yes,
how do we do it?
if I
Yeah,
may,
yeah, of course.
if I may just interrupt
Yeah.
1 second, I think
Of course.
I don't know how many of our people visited your museum in Tokyo. I unfortunately didn't have the opportunity to visit, but it happened almost by coincidence that I met a couple of people in the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
That have visited Japan. One of them is a good friend of mine that is working in the design and art business. And even, I didn't even talk about TeamLab. Like, he told me about his trip to Japan.
Yeah.
And I told him, what was it that impressed you the most? And he said, listen, you cannot imagine. We went to this TeamLab museum, okay? And I cannot even explain to you, Shai, the multi-sensational experience of this place. He said, I was sitting down on the floor for like 40 minutes, and I could not understand what I'm experiencing. It was like an experience,
Wow.
an out-of-world experience. So, and then couple of weeks later, I told him, I'm going to interview Sakai, one of the founders of TeamLabs. So yes, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to send the message over a computer screen.
Yes.
But I can tell you that the people that I talked to that have been physically in the museum was you blew their mind. They came back shocked. So yeah, amazing.
Wow. Thank you. It's a good compliment. Thank you. So yes, it's quite hard for me to, or even anyone to explain it by words and like visuals. But so please, if you have time, we do have a permanent exhibition in Japan, of course, but China, Macau, Singapore, and we open up a new one in Holland and Deutsch, and like UAE and Saudi. So it's all over the world. So please, it's much more easier to understand than just watching. But yes, thank you for the compliment. So going back to my presentation, so how do we do those things? Like when you say art or solution, what's the background? So of course it is an art, but it is a big mixture of technology and science. So we mix these things up to make this artwork or solution. So for now, I'll just shortly present what we are doing in our side and what we're doing in the solution side. So for the art side, as I said, so it's always like this, but it's very simple if you just go experience. But let me just speak in words. But there are some keywords that are very important for us. So what we say it as a dish, we say art. It's quite different from the actual, I mean, the traditional art. So for our artwork, we'll build our museum, we build our artwork, and we bring people inside, and we bring the audience inside and immerse them in that artwork itself. So it's body immersive. So this is the museum we have in Tokyo right now. We call it Team of Planets. So this one you see right now is the living orchid. So there's more than 10,000 orchids in this one room. And if you go inside, and they're living, and if you go inside, the orchids will go up. And if you go inside more, the orchid will go down. So it's like a dome around you. So, and you can just sit there forever and like see you only see the orchids around you, or this object with a moss garden. So we don't just do like we use a lot of projection, of course, but at the same time, we use a lot of mediums like living flowers, or this like a big object that which you touch it, it will like resonate to the other balls, and it has a big sounds, and you can just experience it. So it's not just watching, and we bring people inside and bring them inside, and the existence of the audience would affect the artwork itself. So if someone touches it, it changes and this is another artwork that we're in that museum, is that more than like a million LEDs. So in the play. So it's like a three-dimensional display, and everywhere is mirror. So you'll be completely lost where you are. And this one is like a pool. You can just go in with your barefoot, and if the koi fish touches the flower starts to bloom. So if there's lots of more people, there are lots of more flowers. So like this way, so we bring these people inside our artworks, and the existence of the audience would affect the artwork itself. So every time you go inside, it's always different. So it's not like a static artwork or video artwork or like installation or just like a sculpture. We use digital to make these things very dynamic, because the nature itself is very dynamic. So and we can use these technologies in the background as a tool to make people go inside and experience these kind of artworks. So this one is another permanent one in Shanghai. So it's about the size is about like 10,000 square meters. So it's like just one big ballpark. So all the museums are like that big. So this one you can just go inside and experience it. So the body immersed experience with a lot of other people inside, making that experience changeable all the time. It is the core value and the core difference between the traditional artwork and our artwork. So everything is not like video artworks. Everything is computed, programmed. Everything is real time rendered, and it always uh, changes. So that's one thing that because we are using digital technology, that's one thing that could be done. And another thing that one thing is like we call it transcending boundaries. So the TeamLab, the Shanghai exhibition, or this is the original Tokyo one. So because in this museum we had more than like 60 artworks at the same museum, but the difference between is all the artwork is moving all the world. So you see this bird flying. So these birds are flying over the other artworks. So if you follow these birds, they just actually fly all over the museum, and you can just chase them. And every room you go, the birds go. Every time there's the bird artwork. So even if you're saying the same room, if the birds go out, it'll be completely different. So everything is dynamically changing. So the boundary between the old artwork is there's no boundary between it. So they're transcending boundaries between all the artwork. So this is one thing, because it is all network, because all is digital, that's one thing that's doable. And it can completely change the experience, even though it's in a physical way, you're in the same place. And this is another example. This is the restaurant we are producing in Tokyo. So in this restaurant, if the dishes are the plates are there, all the motif in the plates come out, melt out to the table. It goes like this butterfly will come out from the analog dish plate to the digital tabletop. Maybe it could go fly to the wall. So everything, so there's no boundary between this analog and digital. So this is very dynamically changing, because even though this is a very small room, uh, it's about like a 3 hour course, but it's always changing depending on what you're eating and what people are doing in that room. Actually, because we have a beautiful season in Japan, every month we change all the flowers according to the seasons, and all the dishes according to the season. So every time you go, you can just feel by your visual, hearing, and taste. So every five sense we use to immerse people inside that artwork. So this is another theme that is very important for us.
Maybe sorry to interrupt again.
Yes,
I think
yes.
you mentioned the five senses. So again,
Yes,
the friends that visited the museum in Tokyo mentioned that there was one exhibition where you take off your shoes and you walk inside
yes.
water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see the artwork, you see the videos, you see the technology, you see the different elements, but you're walking inside water barefoot.
Yes, exactly. So the plan is Tokyo one right now is you have to take your shoes when you go to a museum, and because you're going inside like a pool, and those pool the fish is swimming, projection the fish is swimming, and the fish touches you, the flowers are spoon. So it's a completely like different experience, I think, by using your all the five senses. Yes. So the last theme is that we use nature. I mean, like we use flowers and plants as a motif of artwork, because we think this is very common thing that people think they're very beautiful from human nature. At the same time, we respect very much about the nature itself. So this is an artwork we have been working for like 9 years. So this is a big, gigantic traditional Japanese park. I mean, like garden. So it's been there like for 400 years. So in the daytime, the garden itself is so beautiful. So you can just walk around, see the natures, everything, and you can always be pleased by the nature. But in the nighttime, because there's so many beautiful things in the daytime, so we would in the nighttime we put like 20 artworks to emphasize which is more to emphasize the beauty of the nature itself by using light, because we use light as a painting. We don't have to use like sculpture or like physical things to do it. So we can use light by using the nature itself and collaboration with the nature. we can this, I mean, like we can say that the nature is more beautiful and all like that. So this is what another thing that we think is very, so collaboration with the nature is very one theme that we are very into it. So this is like another botanical, this is in Osaka in Japan. This is like a botanical garden. So there's a big huge so we made this object. So the object is like it changed according to, like, if the birds are flying, the outlook would change according to the wind, according to the bird, according to people who just go there. So it changes. It's always changes according to all the atmospheres and everything that interact in the natural world. And we as like we put these kind of objects in these woods, not like harming the nature, but to make people think that to realize that the nature itself is very beautiful. So this is something that we have been trying to do for a long time. So so these are the things that we'll be doing for the art side. As I said, we are going to open up a whole new museums, like more museums in like 2 years. One in Hamburg, one in Jeddah, and one in Kyoto. I mean, sorry, this is Japanese. This is Kyoto in Japan. And the one that we are working on in Abu Dhabi in UAE is the most biggest one, that the most hugest huge museum that we have been doing. The building itself is built by our team. So in Abu Dhabi they have like Roof the Abu Dhabi, and then Guggenheim the Abu Dhabi, and now they have TeamLab the Abu Dhabi. So now here we have been.
Trouble your curiosity.
Yes, yes. So we call it TeamLab Phenomena. So these will be open next year. So we are expanding to make people to experience a lot of more and making these kind of new experience by using a lot of mediums. So that's one thing that we have been doing for the art side, and 20 years now we are here. Banking apps too. So this is a Japanese banking app that we are doing for 5 years. This is the most top used banking app in Japan. So before, people go to like ATMs. Now the most used channel of the communication channel with the customer is this banking app. But if you say like banking app, you may think that it's just a banking app, but we think very differently, because like on a function in a functionizer wise, I mean function wise, I think all the world, even in Brazil, even in the United States, even in Israel, I think all the functionalities are, I think, all the same. But the actual user satisfaction is like so high with this banking app, because we go on very details that we think this is even though it's inside a smartphone, it's the experience inside the smartphone, the little things, those details summed up to a good experience. So so we do a lot of iteration, we do a lot of tests, we do a lot of to interact with the guests. So this approach is totally different from just doing like developing just like a function. So we always develop not just the functionality, but we develop like an experience, even though it's just an app. And it actually changes the certification of the customer, and it actually changes the way the contact or like the interact with the bank itself. Actually, so they don't now they're more into that app, so they can communicate with beyond the app, And because there's a bank, real store bank, we changed the store from just from the ATM place to like a more like concierge space. So those things just changed. The people, the way interact changed. Another
Sakai,
example is that
can you give maybe, sorry to interrupt,
yeah,
but if you think about the banking app, can you give one specific example of, you know, things that you have created which is different than other banking app that changes the experience of the user?
Okay, so it's very, very small things, but those things sums up to a very big things. So it mainly or they like very small things like if you want to withdraw or if you want to send someone to the money to other people, maybe like it was like 5 taps. Now maybe we did like 1 tap or 2 taps. So all those little things. And like if you say describe in like function list, I think everything is the same. But if you go to the Apple Store, the other banks like more than like they're like 3.5. 3.2, 3.5, but our bank is like 4.7, 4.8, always been like 5 years. And people don't understand why, but people say it's like they're so comfortable to using it, and it's not just one big functionality that can change or one big idea that can change, but these craftsmanship little things would sum up to total quality. And I think we quite believe in those small things that would make the change.
Thank you.
Okay. Three more examples. So this is we made this. So starting from like a PC or like a smartphone app, now we're doing like one is like in Japan we have lots of vending machines. So this one, we made a new vending machine. We innovated a new vending machine that you can buy by your smartphone. You can it's like a subscription model. You can just buy it everywhere, and we could recognize and recommend for the merchandise people to which one would be more sold. So this is we start from like two-dimensional UI to the real space itself, and and for the solution side, we have been doing a lot of apps, but now we think that there's a lot of places that the digital could be used, like this is a museum, so this is one of the our solution side products that could be chose by just the visuals. So because the good part of the smartphone is you can just do it by yourself, but the good part of these big screens as that human eye are very good at looking at the same thing, a lot of things at the same time as like a visual. So you can just fix these kind of things with like the visual. So we are starting from UI UX. We are doing on the net. We're going outside the smartphone world to the real world. So doing like that. So we think this as like normally we call it user interface and user experience, but I think we would be by using digital, there will be a lot of like space interface or like space experience. So bringing from UI UX to SI SX is something that we have been working on for a long time. Our case share with everyone is that now beginning from the UI UX, now we have built elementary school in Japan, which in the countryside. So this place is quite it's very countryside. So there's so few people. So like for one children, they just meet their parents and their teachers because there's few people. But but for me too, I think if there's a lot of inputs, there's a lot of output. So we have been doing this architect for like 4 years, but we start from the concept that we are going to build a place that everyone will meet, even though it's a countryside. So the concept was that we would combine school with a community center at the same place, and to make a spark there, like a serendipity meeting to there. So this is a school floor plan. So the green, I mean, like, so this is the blue side is the community center, and the gray side is a school, and the yellow side is the shared space between the community center and the school, like music classes, like these ateliers, so, or like kitchen studios that even though they are in the Japanese schools, but they're not used so much. But at the same time, if it's in the shared by the time, then the people from the town could use that space, and because so this is the school itself. So we want to bring people, from old people, young people, everyone to here, to make this place like a center of co-creation. So now this one, this from this side is the entrance for the town people. So this is like a atelier that could be shared by children at the same. So this is an app that we've made. So you can easily book that place. And now, because it's in the center of school and community, everything is glass, so you can see through what they're doing just beside your classroom. So so before this, there was no one. They could never see those adults and doing that. But now people are gathering to this school, this community center, and in this library and this shared space, and they can feel that what the adults are doing. They can feel what the children are doing. So there's a lot of people would know what they're doing, and they inspire kids and the adults too. So they're starting to make like a co-creation with other people. So this, I think this is like a new type of school that in this AI era. So all the things that maybe we can learn from AI or like computers, but now the core value of these places is like to have the experience of co-creation when they're very small. So by using digital, we made this school change from just a school to like a co-creation creator. So this is, as I said, it's like a space interface to a space experience, not just doing like apps, but now we think this is like would change the experience of the kids to self. So maybe we don't have so much time. Just go through a few slides, and then I'll go to the session. So anyway, so for 20 years, I started from 5 people. Now we're in like 1,000 people in a dynamic, and everything. So I have never been to MBA. I've never studied about how to run a company, but so we gradually learn by yourself how to manage these artists, these specialists, to maintain their motivation and to make their high quality. So one aspect is, actually, I'm here. So this is an office. This is a studio that in Tokyo. So the space itself, I think, is would affect, like the school itself, would very affect how people could be innovative. So this is the studio. So all the furnitures, everything, the space are made by herself. The space itself, I can talk about it, but now we don't have much time. I'll just go skip it. Now we have 1,000 people, like 60% or more than 65% is on the technology side. 20% is creative, 25 is catalyst. We call it catalyst is like brand, I mean like director or producer or planner, but we don't call it like a manager. It's like they are project managers, but we think that Catalan project managing is just one role. It's not like the people who has the project manager skill is the top of hierarchy. We think it's just a skill. It's a skill. So we think that, as I said, we believe that people who could code, who can design, who can uh, develop things has the idea, the most idea. So Catalyst would catalyze all those people to make the high quality output. So this is one like philosophy that we have to bring as a, like a collective to bring people here, bring all these specialists to one place to 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 make the only one purpose is to make a great output. And as I said, we don't like we don't call it project manager. Actually, we don't have any titles. So other than founder, there's no titles. So but they're specialists, and there's no one hierarchy. But at the same time, we do have a multi-dimensional hierarchy. What I mean is that like when I do a project like the art one, it's like maybe the pool one, we need a lot of type of specialists, projection specialists, architects, computer graphic artists, everyone. But so when there's only one hierarchy and there's only one product manager, he or she has to know everything of the all the element that is going to be built. But we think that it's impossible to make the thing. So when we talk about the tool itself, the architect maybe is the boss. Maybe if you talk about the flower itself, the computer graphic artist is the boss. So it's a very dynamic organization, even in one just project. When what we are talking, according to subject, the hierarchy always changes. So this mechanism is one key that I think that maintains the quality and the motivation of the people who work. So even though we don't have titles, I think people are satisfied with it. And because we are all makers, we make a team, we recognize who is good, who is not good. So this is the only one. And so anyways, so all the journey we've been doing for 20 years, as beginning from 5, we always think as a team and create as a team, not just only one individuals, but because we're TeamLab, we always make things new, but we always do it in team. So I think this is all about it from my side. So thank you for listening.
Yeah, Sakai, thank you so much. There are a couple of questions. We obviously don't have enough time for everybody, but I think you covered
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. You covered some of the questions throughout your presentation. So let's see how much time we have. We'll try to cover as much as possible. But
okay.
What was the number one or maybe the biggest challenges that you faced when you grew from 5 to 1,000 as a founder? You know, you had a certain way of doing things. You had a certain dynamic, certain energy, certain culture between you and your 4 colleagues. What was the biggest challenge? 22 years down the road. What was it? What was so difficult?
Okay, Sean, thank you. So, Shai, there were a lot of difficulties, but maybe one of the things is that now, we have for the 22 years, we are self-funded. We don't have any investors in a company. We don't rely on any banks or something. So we kept the only thing that we believed on, that we should be independent from other people or other entities. That we think that in the circle, the people who should be in the circle, who should be a maker. So only people that could decide what we are thinking should be like a maker. So at the same time, it's like it's quite hard for maintaining this entity for this long, but now it's okay right now, but there's lots of ups and downs. But we stick to that concept of being independent from other like forces or like other powers from outside world.
Yeah. And maybe related to that, when you interview someone, okay?
Yes.
And I'm guessing you have thousands or tens of thousands of people that apply, and you choose a very, very small fraction of a percentage of the people that apply. But if you can share, when you sit in front of someone, probably there is sometimes very clear evidence of why he or she can fit, or why he or she is completely not the right fit for TeamLab. So maybe if you can share like a little bit of an anecdote of like things that you see in people that you say, okay, this is what I want, or things that you say, no way he could fit this organization.
Okay, thank you. All right. Well, first of all, I don't believe in interviews,
Interesting.
Well, so I do, of course, I do interviews. My teammate has the interviews a few times, but we only look for outputs or maybe like internship. We just go into it because interviews we can like you can like presentate by words, right? Or
Yes.
like visuals. But what we are doing is making things with teams. So that the process of making this output is, you cannot just see. Of course, I've been like interviewing for the thousands of people. I could feel, I think she or she's okay, but at the end, you cannot see until the output is done with other people. And this is very important that people always say that what kind of characteristics do we have as in TeamLab? Is it like artist type of people coming in TeamLab? But no, it's not. Like it's like more like a craftsmanship. It's like more like a craftsmanship with collaborating with others. So they're keen of they love to build a great output, even though it's not only by themselves, but by doing with other who believes that the possibility of collaborating would to elevate the quality itself. So that's one mindset that I always ask when I interview people.
Yeah. So you're saying at the end of the day, whether you liked someone or you didn't like someone, it doesn't matter. You'll give them the opportunity to create something together with your people, and then that's the best test.
Exactly. Exactly.
And another question: we've been busy in the last couple of months to try to understand what does it mean to have an innovation culture inside Orbia. Okay. And we try to measure it, and we try to understand how to improve it. So I wonder, what does it mean, innovation culture, for you, and how do you feel, or how do you know that the culture is moving in the right direction, or if it's not moving in the right direction?
Okay, so I don't know if it's the same in Orbia or not, but I will just talk about my company. I mean, like my team. So actually, I did say innovation in my presentation like one time I think, but actually no one uses the word innovation in the company.
maybe
No,
maybe
no one.
I should resign. I should resign. My title said
No.
innovation. I should go home.
No. It's not that mean, but because the only culture we have, it's not like the only culture we have is that the people or the team who makes great output is great. That's the only the culture and the concept we have. So we actually we stick to that concept very much. So we don't see so far away. We always stick to the real thing, the real problem in front of you, and think how we can solve it with all those specialty to bring the output better. And the mindset of that would uh, resonate to all the people inside the team. So it's not so we don't have any messages to the to the people in a team, or like like a credo in a team with words. We don't have anything written. There's no written motto in TeamLab. So everything is like uh, taught in the experience. So and because it is very important to bring people by like a written motto, but uh, I think that experiencing everything with other people through the project, the amount of the information that is brought to the person who are doing things is immersed. It's like so big, so big compared to just word. So yeah, so that's how we do.
I think you mentioned in one of our previous calls that you don't have a written purpose, no written mission, no written values, because you believe that the words are too simplifying the concept that you believe in, right?
Exactly. Thank you. So yeah, that's what we believe in. Yes.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Sakai-san, it's the time to finish.
It's the time.
Our conversation. I want to really thank you for taking the time. I gave 2 commitments to myself during this session. One, that I need to visit one of your museums soon.
Yes.
Okay. And the second, which might be a little bit harder, to see how we can bring TeamLab to Israel, but then that's a different thing.
No,
So,
I'd love to go. I'd love to
thank
go.
you. Thank you so much for the time. It was a pleasure. And goodbye, everybody. Thank you for attending, and have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.